Join us each Saturday for the Justice is Here podcast, an innovative, revolutionary podcast that speaks to justice for all party members across America. We'll speak to leadership, we'll speak to activists, and most of all, we want to hear your opinion. So if you're tired of the two-party system and how it doesn't work for you, tune into this podcast to learn how we can take back the justice that we deserve. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the 21st episode of the Justice is Here podcast. Before I let my guest introduce himself, we have a bunch of bills to get paid, so I'm going to try to whip through these as fast as I possibly can. Remember to visit the Justice for All website. It is justiceforall.us, justiceforall.us. One more time for good measure, justiceforall.us. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We are at 378. Our goal is 1,000 before the month of December. So help us to get there. Subscribing is literally free of charge. It does not cost you anything. Remember to follow us on TikTok. Oh, that's the website. Sorry about that. Blue Sky, Instagram, and mark your calendars. Saturday, August the 30th, 6 p.m. Join us for the JFA Fundraiser-A-Thon. We will have special guests. We have 3 confirmed guests. I think you all are going to really enjoy them. We'll have entertainment and learn how you can get involved with the JFA. And on that day, we have one goal, and that's to raise $25,000 in one evening. So we're looking forward to that. And finally, do you sing, play an instrument? Are you dedicated to helping the Justice for All party grow? Be a part of this fundraiser, which I just announced. Our goal is to raise $25,000 to advance the work of the JFA. Lend your talents. There is the link. I'm going to let my guest introduce himself.
All right. Hello, Tracy. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me. My name, for people who don't know, is Hanif Denny. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm glad to be a part of this here program.
I am so glad you're here because we've got a lot to talk about. I always started off with my first time guest asking, how is it or why is it that you decided to support Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah when they were running their campaign?
What brought me to Dr. West was looking for a third option. Dr. West, I had long time been a fan of. I was encouraged by his words and his messages that he tried to preach, justice for all, love for all. These are things that, I think we need to unite people. When I heard it that he was running maybe 2 years ago, I jumped at the chance. I messaged the campaign in its early stages when he was with the Green Party, and tried to get in contact and help out. And eventually, when he became a true independent, that's when I was able to connect with the campaign and officially, help out.
Now you live in New Jersey. Is New Jersey, how does a candidate get on the ballot in New Jersey? Is it a signature state, or is it you have to form a party, then that candidate is on the state ballot?
You don't necessarily need a party to get a candidate on the ballot. You can, like many other states, write in the party name. However, you do need a certain set signatures to have the person's name on the ballot. I believe it was 1,500 or 1,200 signatures at the end of the day.
Okay, see, up here comes my first rant. Why is Indiana 37,963 and yours is fit? I could have did 1,500 by myself. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm like,
That's a
yeah,
great question.
I mean, oh, and promise audience, we will have a discussion about ballot access because we got to do this stuff all over again.
Mhm.
Because it just amazes me. I know different states have different populations and they have different rules, but this is just ridiculous. How many
Mhm.
people? New Jersey has like what, 12, 13 million people in the whole
Uh,
state?
we do have we're the most densely populated state per capita. So
Yeah, we got 6 million people. Why do we have, oh my gosh. We don't even have 6 million. We have like 5 million something. Oh,
you
I
know,
don't
I,
want to.
I think it's because the state is so small. Even though we have a lot of people, we don't have that many areas to cover. So that's probably the reason there.
Now, before we get to
Don't quote
Jesse's,
me on that.
okay, I won't. I promise I won't. And if you're watching, please remember to say hello, um, and ask your questions. What, when you were doing the campaign, what was your, were you a part of a group or you were just like an independent agent out working for the West campaign?
I would say I was probably more of an independent agent. Um, for the most part, in the early stages, it was harder to find a statewide organization. It was really like kind of pulling the scraps together and trying to make something out of it initially. So yeah, I was going state to state, helping out states that needed to collect signatures to get Dr. West on the ballot before Dr. Abdullah was introduced as the vice president. So I mean, that's pretty much how we met. Also, Tracy was initially while I was traveling around to different states helping out. Your state needed some help, and we connected on that.
That is right. I see. It's been that long. I was like, how did we meet? I'm like, well, yeah, it has been 2 years, and that flies by so fast. So obviously, election day did not go as well as I hoped for some reason. Yeah, I still
For a
don't know
lot of
what
reasons.
I was smoking because I literally thought until November 5th, Dr. West had a chance. Because I'm like, oh, well, people, they're tired of Biden, they're tired of Trump, they'll do something different. And they did exactly the same thing. And it really irritated me. But what made you move from, okay, I'm volunteering for the campaign to now I'm going to convert over to be involved with the Justice for All Party?
Well, it almost was like a common sense transition. Working for the campaign. Um, well, while working with the campaign, there was a point where there were states that Dr. West needed to form a party in order to get on the ballot. So, in doing that, yeah, I'm sure your listeners and viewers have already heard this story. But when he needed to get on the ballot in those states that required him to serve under a party, he created the Justice for All Party, which New Jersey wasn't necessarily required to make. However, we did have some discussions early on in that opening phase about starting a Justice for All Party in New Jersey, but we never got around to it. So it was like it only made sense to join the Justice for All Party, being a part of the campaign.
And of course, tell them what committee you serve on.
All right. So
See, he's laughing
as a
because he.
part, as a part of Justice for All Party, I do serve on the national committee, um, which serves as the sole committee for the entire party. I serve on the convention committee here with Tracy, where we will be organizing and helping to facilitate the conventions and assemblies that we will hold every 2 and 4 years. As well as I do serve on the rules committee and was recently nominated and elected vice chair for that committee also. So I do have a little bit of stake in this game now.
What? Because I know you said that you're pressed for time, and I'm trying to be respectful of that. But how can I
Thank you,
phrase
though.
this question? So in terms of parties that are to the left, there's of course the Democratic Party. Well, I don't know what. Take that back. Democratic Party is not left. You have the Green Party, the Socialist Party, the PSL Party. What do you believe that makes the Justice for All Party stand different from those parties?
This is interesting. And I do want to note that there are some factions inside the Democratic Party that might not be so centralist or conservative. There are some Democratic socialists rising in the party now that are taking the Democrats truly to the left. However, to answer your question, I personally believed when I first joined onto the campaign for Dr. Cornel West that a lot of what this movement or this organization now stands for were mostly egalitarian principles. So I guess if you're conservative, like a true conservative, or if you're right leaning, any egalitarian principles would seem left leaning. But egalitarian at its core would be fairly neutral and central. So that's kind of where I think the Justice for All Party is now.
See, I gotta disagree slightly. Well, I see what you're getting
Okay.
because the things that we want, most people want them. We want everybody to have access to free health care, uh, free school lunches, a livable wage. The things that we're saying are not crazy. It's not like we're saying, "Hey, let's all move to Mars." Um,
Right.
because believe it or not, there are parties that say we should not be on this planet. Kid you not. But I think the reason I didn't put right wing in there because I think when I think right wing, I automatically think MAGA. Like that's just like the automatic jump that I make, and I'm like, no, because all they
You
talk
got to be
about is.
careful with
I know I'm trying, but I just automatic. It's just like automatic. I'm like, oh, right wing. Oh, you're MAGA.
that. Yeah, not everybody on the right is MAGA. However, they are making the most noise over there.
And that's what I want to get to next. So I always ask this question, and I kept saying, I'm going to keep asking this question. What skill set do you think that you offer to the JFA? Like, what is it specifically that you offer?
Oh, well, uh, that's interesting. See, as far as skill set, I've particularly been an activist since I graduated high school. I'm 32 years old. I graduated in
Oh, stop.
2011.
Come on now. Oh, gosh.
Okay, relax. What are you, only 35? Take it easy. You're not that much.
Boy,
You don't got
if
me
you
by.
don't stop, I mean, thank you, but you know you lying. You know you lying. I am nowhere near. I'm close. I'm so close to 52, which is what I'll be in January.
Yeah.
30.
Uh,
Yeah, okay, sure. Yep. If y'all want to believe that, go right ahead.
yeah. So since I graduated high school around 2012, I believe it was the Baltimore protests that were taking place around that time, or it could have been Trayvon Martin. There were a lot of incidences that were taking place during that moment in time. Black Lives Matter went on the rise around that time, 2008, 9, 10, or something around that time. But I largely got involved around that time. and general activism. And so I really, from then to now, it hasn't stopped. So I think that that's probably my best skill or best trait that I can offer to the party would be the general groundwork, um, the conveying of ideas, the organizing. These type of uh, things are where I believe I might best uh, help this organization.
Everybody's had a different answer. See, because I asked myself this, I was like, well, what skills do I offer? Because I always talk about my past. My parents, I had to basically, my sister and I, we literally got on our mother to vote. She had never registered to vote. She wasn't politically active. My dad, he was registered to vote, but he wasn't an activist. But I've always been. And I don't know where that came from. Like something
Mhm.
they did made me say, oh, well, this isn't right. I don't know what it was, but neither one of my parents were active. So I didn't grow up with that activism because I grew up in the church. And so when you grow up a church kid, there's nobody like us, especially black church kids. It's always, what can you do to serve your neighbor? What can you do
Mm.
to help? What is it that you're doing? So I bring that to the table. Oh, plus I got a big mouth and I'll never back down. I never back down. It's like, if I believe something, I'm gonna stand on it until you prove me wrong. But
Yeah,
I just want to make that point because what I'm getting to, the broader point is, if you have a skill set, which everybody has a skill set, you can use that to help the Justice for All Party. If you're good at collecting signatures, which I am not, I suck at it. I stink. I need somebody to come and teach me how to not to pop off at people when they say they don't want to sign. That's what I need. Perhaps you're good at social media, or you're a great writer, so you can do Substack articles. There's a place for you in the Justice for All Party. And I think
that's
that's why I'm asking the questions now, because I want people to really think, what is it that I can do? Because everybody can do something.
yeah. But I think also what's important is that not only knowing what you can contribute, but actually getting into it and discovering what else you could do. Because the
And
thing you think you have to offer may not be the thing that most contributes to the organization.
right, and you may discover a whole new skill.
That's right.
And of course, me and petitioning, it's going to take a very patient person, because who I could tell you stories about me petitioning. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm gonna do it because it has to be done. But
Yeah.
if I had a list, petition signature would be right down there at the bottom, but it's not. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I can tell you my ideas. I can tell you, hey, let's do this, and this. But me talking
That
to
is the
people,
word.
and you also have to realize something that you may not be good at, but you want to learn about. Like
Right.
photography is something I've always wanted to get into, just because.
Right.
Um,
Like one of the things I hope we were able to get started soon is the political training classes, where or the political candidacy committee, where we are. I hope the plan is to refine political candidates for the party. This is something, people may come in just trying to assist and find out that they actually might have a talent to be a candidate, right? So these are things that even this party is offering, or is hoping to offer in the near future, to actually encourage that type of idea where you're able to bring something and then find out you have something else to offer.
and with that in mind, like I said, I know your time is limited, but I want to make sure that everybody knows I'm going to continue to stay on. We're not going to end the show, and he's just going to disappear. You just going to have me. But I do want to ask you this. If, well, no, I want to ask you two questions. But the first one I want to ask you is, if you were talking to just like your cousins or your sister, your brother, or what have you, and you were trying to tell them about the Justice for All Party and why should they get involved, what one sentence would you say?
I would say um, this party could be the culmination of all the hopes and dreams that everyone has had for this country going back since its foundation. Uh, a perfect union, a true place of equality and freedom and liberty and access to anything you could imagine. Opportunity to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. I would say this party seems to be that vehicle. That was
And
much longer than a sentence, by the way.
I know nobody's been able to just get it down, because I always say I want Justice for All Party to get to the point that it scares the crap out of the Democratic Party. Like when they
Right.
see us coming, they get real scared and they do it real quick. Now
Well, I
that
like
means
for both parties to be a little bit of afraid of us.
I don't even count the Republican Party anymore, because to me they don't even exist. Because it's
You
like y'all
must count
MAGA.
them.
I know y'all been gone. I don't know what happened to y'all. Y'all just gone to me. I got more smoke for the Democrats because so many black people vote for them, and I still can't like wrap my head around that. So I have personally more smoke for them than I do Republicans.
I got you.
Um,
Did you know, by the way, in New Jersey, for the New Jersey Committee for the campaign for Dr. West, we actually had a few Republicans in that group who were helping us out to organize and rally for support for Dr. West. And this is why I'm saying it's very important we don't exclude the Republicans because that door is open for them also.
it's open. Tracy's gonna take a little while to get there, but it's open. I'm not closing the door. Anybody wants is tired of the two-party system. We
Yeah,
Now we not the libertarians. Let's get that straight, because
right.
we not gonna cut the social safety net. In fact, we're gonna expand the social safety net. Um, Wait a minute. So we got a comment. I want you to answer this one. This is from, and I don't know who this is, but we're gonna bring this up. Okay, so Jay Anouk, I hope I'm getting that right, says, did they spend some money shaming third parties? The Democrats did. They spent what, $20 million to keep Dr. West off the ballot. This party raised $2 billion. How do you lose raising that? How? How do you lose? You do stupid stuff like taking Dr. West's campaign to court because the T wasn't crossed and the I wasn't dotted, instead of just, I don't know, presenting your ideas and saying, hey, you should vote for me because, oh, and because I'm not Trump, that's not a reason to vote for you, by the way. But oh, it's Jay. Hey Jay, how are you? Yeah, so they spent money. The Republicans, I'll give them this credit, even though I still think, when I think Republican, I still think MAGA because of Trump. I know I gotta watch that. They did not stop. Trump actually went to the Libertarian Party and spoke at their convention. He actually went to their convention and spoke. Did you see Harris? Well, we didn't have a convention then. Did you see her speaking at the Green Parties? No, you did not. Um,
Tracy, you all right over there?
yeah, I got, now instead of low blood sugar, I got high blood sugar running today. So I'm the
Democrats
exact,
got
I know, right? But it's going low, so I know, right? But this is one of them strange days. I drank a glass of orange juice and it just went pee. But
mm,
I'm okay. Um, I think, yeah, like I said, I want people when they see, when the Democrats, because again, I got more smoke for the Democrats than I ever will for Republicans. When they see Justice for All candidates, they gonna be like, oh, nah, not them. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's my ultimate goal is for you to be so scared, you to be so frightful. It's like, what are they doing? That's what I want.
Well, now is prime opportunity for that. There's a lot of young people coming up and not really trusting the Democratic Party to be that vessel for their movements and for the things that they want. Um, and this is the same on the right too. This is why a lot of the young people are going towards MAGA as opposed to just being a regular conservative. Uh, and so, we do have an opportunity to grab hold of a lot of young voices, young minds, even older minds and older voices. Everybody's looking for something to be different, something to change, and as long as we do everything right, we'll be here for them.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. We got another person in the. Oh, hi, Marlon. Hello. Before going to, I think you need bed. Just wanted to say hello. You look. Thank you. I know. I just got my hair done. Y'all know last week. If y'all watched last week, I looked a hot, terrible mess. Just terrible. Yes, this is what I wanted. Right. This. Let it all down. Cause last week was terrible. I'm like, nope, not again. I won't. But I wanted to ask this other question. Um, what have you learned about yourself serving with the JFA committee that you did not know before?
What did I learn about myself? I don't think there's anything new that I'm learning about myself. It's more about putting into practice the things I have already come to learn about myself, right? So what I'm trying to do is act on the things that I feel would be the version of myself that I want to be. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. But boy, apparently, I guess I'm the only person that learned. Oh, I do have patience. Because if anybody knows me, really, 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 really knows me, um, they know I have no pay. I have none. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. And some things I've learned takes time. And boy, that's what I've had to learn. I'm like,
I guess you're right. If I had to say something, I think the thing that I might have learned from being with JFA is mostly the bureaucratic procedure. A lot of the Roberts rules stuff, remaining in adherence with bylaws and charters, motions and point of orders. These things were always something I knew about, but really didn't have a strong understanding of. And the Justice for All Party has really helped me understand a lot of those things better. Um, because one thing I know for certain is that if we are able to elect different candidates and politicians under the JFA banner, this is something that they're going to have to do. So um, it's good that we practice it um, amongst ourselves because the rules don't change on the party level. Once you get into Congress, into the Senate, and to the state legislature, this just playing by Democratic or Republican rules at that point.
and Neve, it has. I know you got to go to class. I don't want to keep you, but it's been really great, and I hope to that you
Yes.
come back to do a longer interview. Everybody, keep in mind I'm staying, so we're gonna talk about a couple of things here um, that are coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much for coming, and have a fantastic evening. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me, Tracy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I will remove you. Okay, so that was a very brief interview, but like I said, he had to go to class. Nelson is in the house. Hey, Tracy, I received the book. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what I didn't know was that there were so many fans of this show. out there that I thought I was throwing in some hard trivia questions. I hope Tim is watching because I had a question for him about the candidate training thing that Hanif just brought up. I think that's a really good idea, but I don't know if he's here. Um, I do want to talk about, and I know this is months and months and months away. I want to talk about the schedule for this show for the rest of the year. So, um, August, we're all booked up in terms of our guests. September, we'll probably do a best of shows because I haven't booked yet September. Um, October, we will probably do the same. So right now, my goal is to get, once we get into August, I'll start booking for September. Once we get to September, I'll start booking in August. But keep in mind this, I don't do shows the week of Thanksgiving. The week of Thanksgiving, which I'll tell you when it is, because this is going to be important for everybody to know. Da, 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 da. So Thanksgiving always is on a Thursday, obviously. And so our last live show will be Saturday, November the 22nd. We will not, after that, that will be the last Saturday that this show comes on. And that is because we are moving to Thursdays. That is right. I took a survey and everybody said, hey, move to 7:00 p.m. So the first, second, third, and fifth Thursdays we will be on at 7. The fourth Thursday we will be on at 6. And that's because I have Justice for All Indiana meetings. And so I'll be doing that. But keep in mind, November the 22nd will be our last show of the year. I will not do any show from November the 22nd until January the 22nd. So from November 22nd to January 22nd, don't look for a show. It's not going to happen. Don't look for it because we're moving to Thursdays. Starting January 22nd, 2026, we will be moving at 7:00 p.m. I'm really excited because Saturdays, even though I do Saturdays, right, it's hard for me because I'm always like, gee, I want to go see a movie, or gee, I want to go see a play. And I'm always here, which I love being here. I love telling you all about um, um, the Justice for All work and what we're doing. But I think it's going to be better that we move in that midweek. Um, and Nelson, I didn't want to talk about this, but the Hall of Fame game, the Hall of Fame game, the Hall of Fame game, I think it's this week. I think it was today at 5. I'm pretty sure. Let me look. Yep, the Hall of Fame game was today. And nobody likes Thursday night football. And Saturday, yeah, Saturday, that's another reason I'm moving it to Thursday, because that's football season and that's college football comes on Saturday. I know I love the Justice for All party. Do not get me wrong. Love the party, but Saturday nights, that's going to be hard because a lot of us are football fans and we watch football in the evenings. So moving it to Thursdays with the football season coming up, it's going to make a lot more sense. So November the 22nd through January 22nd, what I will do most likely is I'll go back and show like some older episodes. But unless something like Dr. West requested me to interview him during that time, don't look for me. It not gonna happen. Because again, January the 22nd, 2026, moving the show to Thursdays, and I cannot wait because I truly believe that moving it to the weekday and not the weekend is going to give us more viewers. With that in mind, I am asking each of you to do me a favor. Um, I'm assuming that you know people. I'm assuming that you talk to people. Tell them about this podcast. Let them know it comes on YouTube, and all they gotta do is type "Justice is here," and they can see all the episodes and watch. Um, you don't have to get into the scheduling thing because I'm gonna keep announcing the scheduling thing um, as we go along. But we, I love the people that come in here. Do not get me wrong, but I really want engagement. I really want to use this podcast to take the party to where it should be in terms of talking about the party, keeping us in the news because it's a non-election year, right? Um, 2025 is. Of course, we do have 2026 coming, and we can always use as much promotion as we can get. But yeah, tell five of your friends, right? Tell five of your friends about I'm looking for something to see if they mailed it to me, emailed me. So just kind of looking here. Um Sorry guys, I just had to do this. Just had to do this. Okay. Oh, okay, good. So those are the things to kind of keep in mind. I do want to talk about the telethon. I call it a telethon, but it's a fundraiser-a-thon. August the 30th. Remember, guys, we're not starting at 7. We're starting at 6 o'clock. I am gearing up for a 3-hour show. A 3-hour show. Um, we have people signed up for entertainment. We've got an interview that I'm going to pre-record with Mr. Clifton West. We're still working on getting Dr. West. Haven't gotten that. Um, we may not get it for that show, but that's going to start at 6 o'clock. Um, I said I was going to start talking about how that works. It'll be real easy. You make a comment, say how much you're pledging, go over to the site, which we'll have ready, make the donation. It works like that. So keep that in mind also. It seems like I got a lot of announcements. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like, and then what you want to do, and then what you want to do. But there's so many things coming up. There's so many moving parts, and I don't want people to miss out on the moving parts because we're all moving towards um, destroying the two-party system. Thursdays are fine with me as long as it's about the Justice for All party. I will make time. Thank you for doing the podcast. You're welcome. And that's what I need to hear because sometimes I'm like, they not paying no attention to this podcast. We be trying. Like I try. I'm like, well, maybe I'm not the best host. Maybe if somebody else were there, because I was thinking about doing a guest host month. I won't, but I will. I want to talk to, and I know they're not watching tonight, but both Paris and Tim to see will they guest host for me, like in September. Because I'm the only one that hasn't been interviewed yet. I have yet to be interviewed on the Justice is Here podcast. I was interviewed by Robin on the first podcast. Congratulations to the 47th president of the United States, Dr. Cornel West, but I have yet to be interviewed on this podcast. So, and I think that's important, but there's a lot of, like I said, there's so many announcements. There's um we're still kind of waiting on next week's show. I do want to talk about next week's show. So next week's show, um it's going to be me, and I think I'm going to try to bring on a couple of people, but next week is going to be it. It'll still be Justice is Here podcast, but I want to talk specifically about freeing ourselves from the two-party system because I believe that's um, a major topic that we need to keep our eyes focused on the goal. The focus on the goal is to get people away from the two-party system. So I will be sending out fillers for that. If it's nobody that comes in, I can do it by myself. But I think it's really important that we start presenting to Americans that the Justice for All Party, we're not just an alternative, right? We have the platform and the agenda and the missions that most Americans are seeking. Most Americans are seeking a living wage, affordable, I would say free childcare, but affordable childcare, um, automatic health coverage despite income. That's also free charge, free college, student loan debt forgiveness, um, a guaranteed jobs program. Those are the things we know America is wanting. And neither of the two parties, or what I call the uniparty, is offering those things. And so I really want to talk about that, and I'll do it next week. Um, just to keep our minds focused on what the goal is. I know people say we're an alternative party, but we're the party. I don't want to say that is the answer, because that's really not what I want to say. I'm trying to think of a better way to say it. But I believe our platform is what most Americans want. I can't think of I can't think of anybody that doesn't want to eliminate homelessness. I don't think that person exists. Maybe they do. I don't know, but I just can't see it. Um, and so we'll do that next week. And just keep those things in mind, right? Remember to go. Let me backtrack before I start wrapping this up. Um, Remember August the 9th, the entire convention committee will be on, and we're going to have a special. I almost want to tell it now, but we'll have a special announcement on that. Um, and of course, we got the fundraiser on the 30th. We've got possible candidate training coming up. We've got a whole lot of things that are just ready to take off. And we need those who care about the Justice for All Party, who want to help get the word out, to be a part of not just this podcast, because that's important, but to be a part of the solution. So many times we complain about what the Democrat Republican Party is doing, and we rarely present a solution. And I believe that the Justice for All Party is the solution. I really do. And so I definitely want people to tell 5 friends about this podcast. Tell them that it's on, what we talk about. If you can remember to send a link to your friends about this podcast, that would also be great. The more people that we get the word out to, the better for the Justice for All Party will be. Um, I don't see any comments in the comment section that are new. I want those. I'll give you a couple of seconds here before I head off. This is probably the shortest show I've ever done. And that's because Hadneen Peace got schooling, and trust and believe next week we'll be right back up to our hour and me going off about the Democratic Party. Tracy's weekend review will be on tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. I will be talking about, we've had so much happen. We've had the passing of Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne. I'll be talking about that and the Epstein thing, and how I think that may or may not take Trump down. That'll be tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Like I said, next week we've got a huge announcement, a very, 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 very huge announcement. I want to tell it so bad, but I can't. So you got to watch it next week, guys. without anybody saying anything, you know, I always appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Nelson, for this comment. Justice for all party is not just a remedy, it is a cure against the corrupt corporate control over the people. Amen, cousin, to that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Obviously, no giveaway today. I may have one next week if I see enough people watching, and I'll do another trivia question. Then for Dr. West's book, Democracy Matters. Um, I'm thinking about having one on my own channel tomorrow, but I'll know that more. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I know this show was short, right? So I may replay it. If I can't, like Labor Day weekend, I don't know what I'm gonna do until I get closer to that date. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to go to the Justice for All Party website, justiceforall.us, justiceforall.us. One more time for good measure, justiceforall.us. Keep that website in mind. Remember to tell 5 people about this podcast. If you tell 5 people, I tell 5 people, and those 5 people tell 5 people, we can get the word out about the party, and we can make a difference in our country and globally. So I'm going to take myself down, do the outro. I'll see you tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Time for Tracy's Weekend Review. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.